All right, it's time for Coach's Corner, number 44, and our topic today is feeder programs and the importance of being connected and influencing your feeder program as the leader of the high school program. Obviously, it's critical to program building to have a interest in your sport at the lower levels, at the elementary and middle school levels, to build up the numbers so you've got talented athletes and well-coached athletes coming up. So it's really important that there be that kind of connection, I really believe. And if the feeder program is not strong, or if it's not connected to the high school program, the high school coach really needs to get involved. And I think the high school coach should always be involved in some form or fashion. But if the connection's broken, or if it's not a strong program, I think the head coach really needs to get involved, both so that the kids have good experiences, those young kids have positive experiences, and for the development of your program, for your high school program, because those younger kids someday are going to be up in your high school program. In my experiences, when I first took over as a head coach in Leslie, there was not any kind of connection at all between the high school program and the youth program. I think it was an afterthought in a lot of people's mind, and Cindy and I really got directly involved with the youth program right away for a couple of reasons. We had a couple of boys that were coming through the program, and I really saw the importance of connecting. So I built connections with those coaches. I was the commissioner of the league. Cindy was also on the board. Cindy was on the board for many, many years, even after our kids were out of the program. She restarted the flag football program herself. That's still going strong. It had kind of folded in between when our boys were that age, and at that point been defunct for a year or so. And so she restarted that, and it had a huge impact on the future of Leslie football. We also, during my time in Leslie, transitioned the 7th and 8th grade program from the rec program to the school, to a regular middle school program. So that solidified and strengthened that connection between the 7th and 8th grade level and the high school level. It was really, 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 really important. We did a lot of different things at both schools. Also, I should also note, when I was at Jackson, it was a critical piece that one of my assistants, Antonio Parker, was the head of youth football for the Jackson Rec Department. So that was a critical connection as well. So build those connections with your youth programs. So we did a lot of things. We did coaches clinics. I think it's really important to get those youth coaches, because invariably the youth coaches are almost always just dads who probably just want to help and don't know a whole lot about how to plan a practice or organize a practice or what drills to do to teach blocking and tackling. And so the more professional development you can do with them, the better. Have your coaches watching practice, watching games, being visible at those youth games to build that connection, and to build relationships too with both parents and the players. One of the great things we did both at Leslie and at Jackson was we run a youth camp every year, and we had our high school players be the coaches for the youth camp, put them out there in their game jerseys, and they get their chance to be the coach and run the drills that they do every day with those young guys. Youth night, that was a huge thing we did in Jackson. That was really big in terms of promoting youth football and building that connection between the youth program and the high school program. The last thing, as programs grew, and to get me as the head coach out of it, one of the things that we did is part of job descriptions for the assistants is we had assistant coaches that served as liaisons. When I was in Leslie, Bob Kinney's son was going through the youth program, so we had him be the liaison to the youth program. Tom Schaefer was the middle school athletic director, so he was the liaison to the middle school football program. Took some things off my plate, gave them some responsibility, and made another face at those feeder programs to connect to the high school program. So a lot of different ideas there, kind of ran through it really quick, but I think a lot of that stuff is really important and things for, young coaches and aspiring head coaches to think about as they go into the role of head coach. So take it for what it's worth. I hope it was of benefit to you. If it was of benefit to you, please like, share, subscribe to this video or our channel, and keep out there working. and be that coach your kids need you to be. All right. Have a great week.